Currently ranked second in the under-19s academy league, Leeds Rhinos coming to today's fixture against Newcastle Thunder high on confidence following last week's 30 points to 38 victory over Wakefield Trinity. Back at home, the last time Rhinos were here, it was 50 points to 0 against Warrington Wolves. They'll be looking for a similar result today against Newcastle Thunder, who are anchored to the bottom of the league with only 3 points this season. So alongside me, I'm Dan Hawkhead, and welcome to Stanley Rugby League Club for today's Academy Clash. Alongside me for this afternoon, he's made 13 appearances this season. He's missing his first today, scored twice last time we were here against Warrington. We've got Louis McConnell, loose forward for the Rhinos Academy. Louis, coming into this game, the boys have got to be really high on confidence and really ready to go against Thunder, who we convincingly beat back at the start of the season.
Yeah, exactly. You know, obviously we were a bit disappointed with his defensive performance last week against Wakefield. So we're looking to have a really good defensive performance this week against Newcastle, and obviously Newcastle will be bringing their A game down here, so we've got to be ready for them.
As we say, it was a quite an easy win back up at their place. It was at the start of the season. Is it going to be different this time around in the hotter conditions that we'd have to say have struck Stanley today?
Yeah, obviously heat will play a major factor today, and obviously we're on grass and not AstroTurf as well, and obviously Newcastle they've had some good results as well. So, you know, it'll be a tough game today.
So we'll take you through the two lineups before the teams come out for kickoff. So starting with the Rhinos at fullback, returning to the side is Liam Whitton. Liam Hamill returns to make his first appearance since a hamstring injury on the wing, alongside Joe Burton, who scored last time we were at Newcastle.
He's just done his ankle in warm-up as Joe Burton, so he's out now.
Oh, quick change we don't know about.
No, yeah, it's just happened in warm-up now.
So continuing, Tom Barton is the other centre. Liam Tyndall also on the wing. Harry Anderson and Jack Mallinson make a new half-back partnership. It's their first time together this season. And moving into the forward pack, Ryan Rowley and Corey Johnson and Tyler Dupree. Johnson and Dupree coming back from spells with first-team clubs. Tyler more recently with York on Wednesday night. How key is it to have guys like that in the team, even though it is in a game like this?
Yeah, you know, it's massive. You know, they'll gain some really valuable experience out on loan, and obviously they can bring it back to, you know, younger lads with a young team out today, and, you know, hopefully that'll contribute in towards getting the win today. And
in the front row, Sam Walters, Lewis Delaney making his first start since his knee injury, and Jared O'Connor. For Newcastle, William Todd is at fullback. Jack Allen, Isaac Notes, Anthony Dine and Callum Peart make up the back line. Alex Donaghy got a bit of Yorkshire experience alongside Todd Wilkinson. Rory Nettleton, Oliver Growing, Lewis Howe, Nathan Clement is another Academy Origin player from this season. Malik Steele and Kai Ellis, the coach, is Michael Heap. Now onto the substitutes for both sides. Will Scrimshaw, Harry George, who drops out of the starting lineup. He started against Wakefield last week. Brad Martin as well dropping onto the bench, and Sam Morehouse, a try scorer, his first since Catalan last March. For Newcastle, Mark Roberts, Tyler Walton, James McKirk, who did score against Leeds at Kingston Park earlier this season, and Daniel White. So as I say, back up at Kingston Park earlier this season, the Rhinos having a very convincing win. 3 tries from Muiz Mustafa in that game. He's currently suspended for this one. Ben Markland and Jack Mallinson, who does play today, scored his first try against Thunder. Lewis Delaney, another key person that I've already mentioned, making his first start since a knee injury. It's a great story about how positive he's been in his recovery from that injury and getting back to fitness and back in the side. And did score against Wakefield last week. No Callum McClelland this week after his 2 individually brilliant tries against Wakefield. He is replaced by Mallinson. Harry Anderson remaining in the lineup. We will get confirmation about Joe Burton and who could possibly replace him. But moving on to Newcastle, and it's looking like it could be a bottom of the league finish again for them for a 4th season in a row. They have had some really close results, pushing St Helens to within 12 points this season. They drew against Castleford 2 weeks ago. Their only win of the season coming against the Tigers at the start of this campaign. And they'll be highlighting, well, they've got a very tough end of the season with Warrington, St Helens and Wigan at home being really must-win games if they don't want to finish bottom of the division. They have got some big forwards though. That's one of their biggest threats, Rory Nettleton and Lewis Howe, 2 really big players in the side, and will look to be a threat for them in this one. So we have confirmation that Joe Burton has been ruled out of this one. Brad Martin, as we've said, is will come from the bench and will start at centre. And Harvey Spence, who was 18th man, has come in on the bench. Very tired Louis McConnell. I've have to run in to find that information for us. So just tell us a little bit, Louis, about this season as a whole. We started really well. We had a couple of blips where we've picked up defeats, but overall, how have you viewed the campaign?
Yeah, really positive. Obviously, we've had us dips in performance, and I just think the main thing really is just consistency each week. You know, we can't the stage that we're in now. We can't afford to lose any more games really if we want to be up there in that top 4, top 2. And it's consistency really.
Will a possible home semi-final, is that something that you guys want, and to stay in the second place that you're in at the moment?
Yeah, obviously that's his goal. That's what we want. A home semi-final would be massive against whoever it will be come more near the time. But yeah, that's his goal, and obviously then to get onto the grand final and hopefully win that.
So we can just see the teams are coming out ahead of kickoff. So we'll just run quickly through those teams one more time. So Liam Whitton is at fullback. Liam Hamill on the wing. He's joined by Brad Martin. The other centres, Tom Barton, Liam Tyndall out on the right side of the field. Harry Anderson and Jack Mallinson are in the halves. The forwards, Rian Rowley and Tyler Dupree are the props. Corey Johnson in at hooker. And the front row is Sam Walters, Lewis Delaney and Jared O'Connor. On the bench for the Rhinos, Will Scrimshaw, Harry Georgiou, Harvey Spence and Sam Morehouse. For Newcastle, William Todd, Jack Allen, Isaac Notes, Anthony Dine and Callum Peart make up the back line. Alex Donaghy and Todd Wilkinson are in the halves. The forwards, Rory Nettleton, Oliver Gowan, Lewis Howe, Nathan Clement, Malik Steele and Kai Ellis. And coming from the bench for Newcastle in this one, Mark Roberts, Tyler Walton, James McKirk and Daniel White. So it's as we've already mentioned, it's a very hot day. We could see that taking a toll, hence why both teams have got a lot of forwards on the bench. Plenty of water consumption as well by both sides. As it will Liam Whitton to get us underway, returning to the side after missing last week. So it'll be Newcastle to receive the first ball, and that's Donaghy. And it's a good take by Nettleton. Now it's Dine over on that right-hand side. Comes back in field. Nettleton taking the ball up at the line. Good tackle from Dupree. Johnson. Ryan Rowley in there as well. Came from the bench last week, did Ryan. Also featured for Yorkshire in game 1 of the Academy Origin this season. As Donaghy kicks it away. Witten just waiting on his 20-metre line. Takes it cleanly. Wants to find a gap up the middle of the park, but it's a good tackle by Noakes and Wilkinson to make sure that he's put down. Now Martin drafting in for Joe Burton in a late call. Gives it on to Liam Hamill. Good first carry from the winger, as we say, coming back from a hamstring injury. Scored against Castleford and still picked up another hamstring injury. So
Yeah,
he's had a tough time, hasn't he, Liam?
Oh yeah, but hopefully today, you know, he'll find his feet again on that wing, and hopefully he'll get a good individual performance out of it.
A couple of tries he'll be happy with. As Dupree levels up straight to the Newcastle line. He's played 3 times for York City Knights this season as Tyler, including Wednesday's 1-point or golden point defeat to Batlayers. That's a poor kick from Mallinson. Comes off well as Todd takes up the line, a little slip. And Ellis comes up at the line. Now it's with Howe. Running in, and O'Connor first up there, and he does make a lot of tackles in your position, Louis, of loose forward.
Yeah, he does. Obviously, you know, he's got a great work ethic as Jared, and he's always there, and he leads line speed from here, which is, you know, it's massive for how we defend.
He made his first Rhinos start against Thunder at the start of the season, did Jared, after coming off the bench against Castleford in the win here at Stanley. That's a misfired pass, bounces into the arms of Kai Ellis. It's a good tackle from Martin, who we said is that late call up. Hamill chasing that ball in behind, but the ball does eventually go dead. Looked a questionable one. That it nearly looked like they were going to play on.
Yeah, you're right there. It would, yeah, it was.
Great work from Allen to make sure that he passed the ball between his legs back into the middle of the park. And nearly got the scoring opened. But it's a great position that they've got the Rhinos in defensively of Newcastle. Hamill in at the line. Good first carry.
Yeah, good carry there from Hamill.
That's with Lewis Delaney, as we said, has had that struggle with the knee. Be looking to get plenty of confidence by doing possibly 80 minutes today, or we'll definitely want to.
Yeah, that'll be great for him. His confidence and, you know, himself as a player, you know, getting back after that injury.
Johnson goes down that left-hand side, gives
Great
it to
play.
Barton. Barton's looking back on his inside, and Johnson's there, and he's going to streak away. And Corey Johnson opens the scoring for the Rhinos. Dots the ball down under the sticks, and within 3 minutes, it's first blood to the Rhinos.
Yeah, that's great skill there from Corey. You know, that's his game. You know, going in there, tying up them markers, and, you know, the double pump there, that's what really got the defenders there, and then obviously great skill off the back of it.
It's great from Tom Barton to just hold his line, didn't release the ball too early. He did have options. Liam Tyndall down the right, he'd have back to have scored if you'd have given him it there.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
not the start really that Newcastle will be wanting, but perfect for the Rhinos. As captain Corey Johnson opens the scoring. And it'll be Jack Mallinson who's converting today. He's kicked 3 goals all season. Those coming against St Helens in the win over at the Totally Wicked Stadium. He also did open his scoring account. Scored his first academy try, under 19s try, should I say, against Newcastle. So he'll add another 2 points, you'd have thought, here in front of the posts. As clean as you like, straight through the uprights. And leads out to a 6-0 lead with only 5 minutes played.
Yeah, obviously that's a great start from us there, and obviously we hope to continue this now for the remainder of the game.
It's a very young side, but there's experience with the likes of Johnson and Dupree, but it's a very young side for today's game. Is this a sort of perfect environment to put the guys in?
Yeah, it is. Obviously, it'll really test, the young lads out, and they'll gain some great experience from it as well.
And there's one of them, Rian Rowley. Big prop running that one straight up at the Newcastle line.
Great carry there by Rian.
Plenty of post-contact meters as well. And Delaney takes the ball in, but the referee's going to pull the ball back. It's a knock-on by Johnson. So it'll be a scrum to Newcastle, and not really what Leeds will have wanted, especially after scoring.
Yeah, especially after scoring. We'd have just liked to have completed there, and for a good kick as well. But obviously, they haven't panned out that way. So we'll just have to D up now and defenders line.
As it's Wilkinson, takes the ball straight into the line. Plenty of Leeds players up there wearing blue and amber today. And now it's Howe. Good tackle by Rowley and Johnson as well. Nettleton drops the ball off from behind to Wilkinson. Wilkinson out the back to Todd. Todd, it's opened up here for Newcastle, and they're in. They've replied with Isaac Notes. Finding a space down that right-hand side. We'll just see it again. It all starts with Rory Nettleton with a great pass out the back. Good catch from Wilkinson. Todd to Noakes, who finds a space out wide, and defensively, Leeds were easily sliced open there, Louis.
Yeah, obviously, Jared led the line there and no one were with him, so obviously that, creates triangles and gaps, and obviously they've capitalised on that there of Newcastle.
It was something that you guys said this week that you wanted to really work on was defence after that Wakefield win. Can it only go up from here?
Well, yeah, obviously last week we were really disappointed with how we defended, and we want to put it right this week, and obviously that's a blip there, so hopefully we won't see no more of that in this game.
So it'll be Callum Peart to convert. Just to the right of the post, you can see. Slices the ball, swings it round. The flags are raised, and we're all locked up. Now Leeds did concede early on, back up at Kingston Park. Then really fell into the flow of the game. It was such a good start to the season, that's worth mentioning, Louis. Coming with Newcastle being just one of the games, starting at Wakefield here, progressing all the way through, including the win up at Emerald Headingley against Wigan. You guys have really built a lot of confidence and a lot of form this season.
Yeah, we have. Like I said earlier, it's just consistency that I suppose let us down. We haven't been as consistent as we'd like to have been, and obviously if we can build on that now towards the end of the season, I think we'll be a really hard team to beat.
Only 4 points separate the Rhinos from Wigan, who are top of the league. As Todd gives the ball off to Howe, who didn't look too confident with that ball, and somehow gets out the back to Donaghy. Now it's with Clement. Getting up to the 30-metre line. Corey Johnson just looking to make up for his error earlier on. Get a strong tackle in Dupree in that one on Howe. Now it's with Donaghy. Out wide to Dine, who just can't get away from Tom Barton. He's well known for his defensive efforts of Tom. Can usually rely on him whether he's playing centre like today or second row. Donaghy in at the line, looking to beat Anderson, who's got hold of his shirt and drags him down with Lewis Delaney over the top. But now it's with Ellis, who it's a miss kick. Hamill comes up off his line. It's a good take there by Martin.
That's great from Brad. Obviously, he's a back rower at heart, but obviously he's playing centre today, and he's done his job well there.
We'll definitely see how he folds into this role.
Yeah, obviously
it's something we've not seen this year.
Yeah, and obviously, he's a mobile lad, and obviously I think he'll do all right there. With help to Hamill, his winger, he should fit in all right.
Well, we saw as well last week the effect that Sam Walters can have on a side, and the sort of offloads and meters he can make. That's just another area that's surely going to work to Leeds' benefit as Johnson makes a little half break. Down the middle, Walters commanding the pitch behind the ruck. Now it's a missed pass from O'Connor straight at Rowley. a little push and shove afterwards, but another short error for Leeds.
Yeah, just a bit of miscommunication there between Jared and Ryan, but hopefully we can defend this now and obviously get the ball back in hand and do some damage.
The short ball didn't look an option there, to be honest. It should have been going out the back.
Yeah, I agree, but
I
think as that lead runner from Ryan, you know, you've got to be expecting ball anyway.
As the scrum's reset, and Dupree throws his hands in the way of that one. We wouldn't even know what happened if it had bounced on that one.
Yeah.
Real put a cat among the pigeons with that one. As Gowing goes out of dummy half, very explosive for the hooker and gets the penalty for the Rhinos, who are offside. Back-to-back penalties.
Yeah, exactly. You know, at this stage of the game now, we just need to calm down and obviously hold them down in tackle. You know, just buy a few more seconds on floor so we can get his defensive line set and and win that ruck.
So they'll start their set well within Leeds territory here. As Noakes, the try scorer for Newcastle, takes it into the line. It's a good carry. No one wrapping the legs for Leeds, all going up top and then wins the penalty. Again, it wouldn't surprise me if they go for 2, or would you keep the momentum rolling, Louis?
Well, obviously, if it were in Leeds' favour, obviously, I'd personally keep momentum going, but it's still early stages. Anything, we've still got 80 minutes, really.
And they do so with Howe taking the ball just inside Leeds' 20-metre line. Wilkinson onto Steele, who just walks that ball a bit further forward towards the line. Within 10 now, Newcastle. Nettleton onto Howe. In front of the sticks, it could go either way here. I think they'll look to go right. They go left to Donaghy. Out the back onto Dine, and it's a good pickup and a good try. But it's chalked off. We'll see it again.
Forward pass, I believe, there.
Forward pass, or is in touch. Just see it there, Nettleton onto Donaghy. You can see the gap where Tyndall's just come in. Dine, I think that's a little forward, isn't it? Onto Callum Peart. It's a touchdown there, unlucky.
Yeah, obviously we've been saved there, really. Obviously now we just need a good set, complete, and get ready to defend again, back down there.
And that's the man that you want to take your first carry. Liam Tyndall's made plenty of post-contact meters this season as Liam. Running up from first carry, and now it's with Martin, who, as we've said, has moved into this centre position and will provide a lot more bulk out wide should they want to use it, Leeds. Along with this man, Sam Walters, who's growing by the second. Him and Jared have been training with the first team, so we'll be bringing that experience up into this side. As it's going to be O'Connor that plays the ball. Johnson onto Dupree. Looks to shift right, but keeps hold of it.
Yeah, it's a great carry.
That's a great carry from him.
That's what he's good at. It's his leg drive after contact, getting them post-contact meters.
We saw it against Wigan, and it worked really effectively as it goes up off the boot of Anderson. Good catch by Will Todd, who just looks to beat Rolly on his outside, but 3 Leeds tacklers are there to ensure that the fullback gets no further. Dine in at the line, and this is where Leeds need to be really effective in defence. They really need to hold their own.
Yeah, obviously that's what we've been working on all week, really, in training, and I haven't seen it show yet, and hopefully, lads can, start doing that.
As Gowan goes on to Howe, takes a quick step and then straight in at the line. Good tackle from O'Connor. Just up around the neck of his shirt. And a kick away from Donaghy has found Liam Whitton, and we know how explosive he can be. Give him half a gap, and he's usually away. Along with his counterpart, Ewan Stevens, will be joining us for the second half. Giving us his insight in his first year in the under-19s setup. Martin. in at the line. A good tackle from Steele and Gowan in there. Johnson looking to find the gap behind the ruck and does find it. And he gets round the side of Todd, gets out the back to Mallinson. It's a good catch.
Good pick up
from the number 7.
That's great from Corey there. Again, doing what he's good at, obviously. Scooting, spotting that late retreater and then markers, and that's just his game.
That's a little passing move through the back, and that's what we like to see from Sam Walters. A little offload onto Martin, and Hamill's not got the space this side. Maybe should have looked for a right side shift there as Mallinson looks to grubber it in behind, and Dupree's chasing, and Dupree catches, and Dupree scores. He scored at Kingston Park, and he scores at Stanningley. Tyler Dupree returning to the lineup, and a good try.
That's quality there from big man. You don't normally expect your prop forwards to keep chasing like that, and obviously he's earned the rewards there with a try.
You have to credit the kick from Jack Mallinson. That was well weighted. The way that just bounced up into his hands.
Yeah, well, that Jack is always going out early before training, practicing his kicking. Which I think he's got a great kicking game, and it's just shown there. The hard work pays off.
As Leeds restore their advantage, 10 points to 6 with just under 20 minutes played. And will this be the momentum switch? As Mallinson lines himself up. And slices that nicely. Slices those posts in half. Add that 2 points, it's 12 points to 6. And Leeds taking a really commanding lead, and Newcastle already pulling on the substitutes. As you can just see in the left-hand side of your picture there. So with Mark Roberts and Tyler Walton that's entered the field here for Thunder. It'll be Will Todd that's going to get us back underway. Just toes the ball down towards Witten, looking for that sideline. The big gap waiting where Tyndall rushed up in. But Witten with a good catch. That's with, now it's with Tyndall. Another that's had plenty of Academy Origin experience this season, Liam Tyndall. And had a great season in his first for the under-19s as Walters shrugs off Wilkinson and goes around the outside, Sam Walters. And now he's looking to come back in the middle of the field, beating Todd on his outside, but there's no support over that side. There's no support players, what we say. There's Tyler Dupree again.
His effort areas have been great this game from Tyler.
In the heat as well. Anderson, Johnson, Mallinson, a little slip. Ends that play there. What happened maybe if Walters had kept running the line he did down the middle? There were options.
Yeah,
Hamill was up there.
Yeah, options will have probably opened up then, but obviously we're in a good position now, so we'll just see what happens.
Anderson onto Delaney. Now it's with Barton, kicks in behind looking for Tyndall, but it's a good take by the winger, who's then lost the ball, and Barton touches down. No, in all honesty, I didn't see that there. I didn't quite see the ball come out there.
I didn't really see what happened there.
He's going to have a word with the touch judge, as we're going to see the replay. So we just see, there's the ball. Yeah, Barton picks up.
Seems to have knocked it on the Newcastle
and crosses
player
for the try. So, by the looks of it, the try has been awarded. Mallinson looking to line up for the kick. Really unexpected try there for Thomas Barton. I think we're more baffled that he scored, to be honest. It came out of absolutely nothing.
Yeah, but obviously that just came from Sam Walters there. Great bit of individual brilliance, really. He's fended off that halfback that's come off, and then he's made a break. And again, Tyler being up there, supporting him, and then just playing off the back of that, really.
We've already said how good Tom is defensively. that's just an extra benefit of coming where he is, isn't it, in centre, that he can pick that ball up and knows where the try line is.
Yeah, I think he's been really consistent all year as Tom. You know, he's great defensively and in attack as well. He can run a really good line as well.
As Mallinson misses his first. So the score remains at 16-6, 10 points now, the breathing space for the Rhinos. Tom Barton only came back last week, along with Liam Tyndall, making their first start since St Helens in that away win, I should say, as well. And you think 21 minutes in, the heat will be starting to get to some of these players, hence why Newcastle started rolling the substitutes. It could be a while before we see some of ours.
Yeah, obviously they did have a pretty early substitute. I think it was 17 minutes around there. I noticed to come on, but yeah, like you said, weather's going to play a part today. So if that's what they'll do them well, then you know that's fair play.
As Rowley, with the big forwards playing plenty of minutes already. Just gets Leeds shy of the 40. O'Connor onto Mallinson. Mallinson just holds that ball up for Walters. Knows the abilities of the second rower. Just knows how powerful he will be. And Brad Martin with a great run. Yeah, great exactly what he's in there to do.
Yeah, exactly. And he's just won us a penalty as well there by trying to get up and play that ball quick. And that's great work. That's what we need from him out there.
He was playing like a second rower there, wasn't he? Nearly rather than a centre, just a big strong carry.
Well, yeah, it's great to have him out there. In a sense, it's probably an extra forward as well. So when other forwards get tired, you've always got Brad there in that centre to do that.
We'll definitely see more of him wearing the number 16 shirt throughout this game. As that penalty's given Leeds great field position once more. Just shy of Newcastle's 20-metre line with Jared O'Connor. Johnson onto Dupree. Dupree, great pass out the back to Anderson, who then in turn finds Delaney. Just pushes Leeds beyond the 20. O'Connor, Mallinson, Walters. Looking to get that offload away once more. Just holds off 2 or 3 tacklers. And gets shy of the line. If he'd got the ball away there, another try for Leeds, but the option is still there. Mallinson. Johnson just holds that ball up as he does so well. Anderson to Whitton, but
being lucky there with that.
Very lucky with that one. Well played from Tom Barton to come back inside and pick the ball up. Rowley. One big carry at the line. This will be the 5th tackle here for Leeds. And Johnson goes short to Anderson, who gives it to Barton, and it's a walk-in. An absolute walk-in.
Yeah, walking shy there. Great work from Ali Anderson there, obviously looking up and letting his hooker know, Corey, that he's got space there to attack, and obviously use TJ, which I said earlier, he's great at running lines. So there it is.
Well, most would have thought they'd have gone for the kicking option, kick over the top for Hamill, but they spotted that Newcastle was short on numbers short side, and as you say, he runs a brilliant line, does Tom Barton. Anderson knows when to time the pass, and the centre is in again. Played together at Kippax Community Club, so they'll know how each other plays very well. So Mallinson will try for a 4th of the afternoon. And lines that one up perfectly, straight through the uprights from Jack Mallinson. A 3rd kick for his, taking his season tally up to 6. Whilst Tom Barton, with those 2 tries, is now up to 6. He's closing in on the top scorers already this season. Liam Whitton with the most Leeds tries with 10. Thanks to back-to-back doubles against Bradford, St Helens and Warrington. Warrington being here at Stanley. That great try over in that right-hand corner. Just to cap off that 50-0 win as Tyndall brings the ball in for the Rhinos. Corey Johnson just looking around, picking out his man, and it's going to be O'Connor. Could see him doing plenty of minutes like yourself, Louis.
Yeah, he's got a great engine as Jared, and he can play big minutes as well, and he just keeps marching on. He's always up there with top carries as well.
Is that something that as loose forwards you guys aim to do? Is big carries, big meters, and big minutes? Because that's something we've really associated with you, commentating over the last couple of games.
Yeah, essentially, it's just another middle, prop forward really, and obviously it's always Brett. But yeah, it's just another middle, and it's great to have much game time, and it's great.
There's a kick over the top from Johnson's, well fielded by Todd. Brings it back into the line, and Delaney's the first there. He won't hold back, Lewis. As another penalty for offside, and Leeds really need to watch this. This is the third or fourth time they've been caught for this particular incident.
Yeah, it's just giving meters away. Obviously, Newcastle are more than likely going to kick to touch here, and it's just giving them field position, which we don't need.
So with the score at 22 points to 6, Newcastle will look to add to their score as Ellis takes it into the line. Good tackle from Dupree. Johnson and Rowley in there. Donaghy out the back to Todd. Levels up, and Delaney just let him come at the line, and he's taken a bit of a facial there. As the front rower,
it must be pretty serious. Obviously, he's a tough kid, is Lewis, so hopefully he'll be all right.
So as long as it's not his knee, I think he'll be happy.
Yeah.
So for those just joining us, as you can see, Leeds really in front, thanks to an opening try from Corey Johnson, but Newcastle bounced back. Isaac Noakes locking the scores up at 6-all, but Leeds starting to run away with it, with Tyler Dupree benefiting off a great Jack Mallington kick, and then 2 tries from centre Tom Barton, just pulling Leeds away, making some nice breathing space between the two. So we'll just see that the Barton try again, because even if it baffled us, you could just see there you lose the ball, and as we've said, great knowledge from Barton just to pick it up.
Yeah, obviously
got that down.
It could have just stopped there for the Newcastle knock on, and just could have played for us having a scrum, but he's picked up that ball, and he's put it over the line.
Proactive thinking is something that you'll be wanting out there today.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like we've mentioned loads about the weather, and obviously to have people, with their head screws on out there, it'll play a massive part as well.
So the game will resume with Donaghy giving the ball to one of the Newcastle substitutes, Tyler Walton, as we just had a bit of cloud cover. Come here, cooling us all down. Ellis, shaped to send McKirk through, but instead held the ball on for himself. Newcastle really reeling the changes as Mark Roberts, Walton and McKirk all out there at the moment for Thunder. As Roberts gives it to Donaghy, looking out wide. Tyndall just keeps his eyes on that ball and just loses the aerial battle with Piet.
The knock on there, I think.
But Leeds will.
Yeah, we've got the ball there, so obviously, lucky. Again, really, Tyndall unlucky there. He did catch it, but had it stole out of his grip.
We stood as well, and we always say that, that you're always going to have the advantage being the running man to catching that one. So it wasn't a surprise that the Newcastle man did.
Yeah, agree, yep.
And speaking about substitutes, there's Harry Georgiou and Sam Morehouse both out there for the Rhinos. Sam scoring last week. It was a great try for his first, as Johnson just mistimes that pass, and It just goes to ground.
Yeah, we didn't need that there. Obviously now Newcastle are straight into good ball, and they'll be looking to capitalise on that error.
Donaghy's one of the players that they'll be looking to open things up here. Ahead of the Leeds try line, Todd bats that ball back. Dupree totally misses Mark Roberts there, and that's the last thing you're going to be wanting. I know he's a smaller man compared to Tyler, but
yeah, that's right.
Missing tackles will be something that Leeds will be wanting to reduce 20 metres from their own line. Todd taking that pass really well, and Mallinson just holds on with Brad Martin, and Leeds in.
That's great.
Push
that's
it over the line.
Work there.
Thought he'd nearly called held there.
I think
the referee.
That's what Brad will give you, being that slightly wider out there in centre. You know, his strength, and he's just shown that by putting that man into touch.
I thought the referee had called held before when they started pushing him. I thought he's going to bring this back here, but
no, yeah, obviously he's let it unfold the play, which, you know, as a player you do appreciate that, but from a Newcastle point of view, maybe not so.
So it is a lead scrum. Liam Hamill getting his hands on the ball. That's a great carry, as both wingers are going to make in this game. Both Hamill and Tyndall, we know they can carry the ball so well as first receiver. As Morehouse takes it into the line. Good tackle from Steele. And Walton in there. Georgiou spoke this week about his performances in a Leeds shirt since coming back from injury. A hyperextended knee injury. You can watch that interview on the YouTube page now. As Morehouse out the back to Mallinson.
Oh, that's great.
So and nearly.
That would have been
a great try, or a great effort.
Yeah, great play. That's what we need more, you know, just to play and really test Newcastle's defence out. And, you know, I don't really see, we haven't seen much of that. So it'd be good to see more of it.
So close to pouching that ball there, Liam Whitton. Because I followed Sam Walters there with tracking that ball, and it didn't even come to him at all.
No, it didn't.
Straight out the back, and could have opened up nicely there for Leeds. We'll look to respond with a strong defensive effort, as you say. As it's
that's great defence. That's what we need every tackle. You know, the hit and the drive, and just to march them backwards instead of forwards.
And that's a forward pass out to Noakes, but the referee waves play on.
Right, again, Brad's done great there.
It'll hurt Newcastle as well, having three big players out there. You know, Georgiou, Morehouse, and Dupree. You know, they'll lead the forward pack around the field, but they're not easy men to get through. There's a missed time pass, and Liam Tyndall will look to benefit from that one. Pyatt just takes the easy option of just taking the ball to ground. Now back on halfway. Won't be something that Michael Heap, the coach, will be happy with. Looking at that one as Whitton brings the ball back for Leeds. With just over 5 minutes left in this first half. Leeds 22, Newcastle Thunder 6, as Tyndall in at the line, as he will for the next 40 minutes as well. Hamill getting Leeds just up to the 40. Martin will look to take them beyond the 50 on the halfway line. Morehouse. A right shift to Georgiou. O'Connor's in there, and that looked a little bit forward from Harry there.
I think it was, obviously. We just need to get back to completing now, and, you know, Zenta sets, and, you know, finish Newcastle down in that corner, and, you know, really just pin them down there, and, you know, try mentally drain them, really.
Because looking at the score, they'll definitely want to keep it as it is. Another try before half-time could be crucial for both sides. Should Newcastle want to hold Leeds out for the remaining minutes. But they'll also want to add to the scoreline.
Yeah, I think we need a big finish to this first half, and obviously get back into changing rooms, and, you know, and then go out into the second half and put what we've done wrong in this first half right in the second one.
So Newcastle on the first drive. The referee bringing that ball back. Not like they could have played on there, to be honest. But anyway, Nettleson gives it on to Wilkinson. Just gets Newcastle over halfway. They need to score the Thunder before half-time. Donaghy.
Great tackle there.
Good tackle, as you say, yes, from Tom Barton. Corey Johnson in there as well. As McKirk. Straight into Tyler Dupree, not the man I'd be running at.
He's nearly played full half here as Tyler, and he's done well.
Big minutes.
Yeah, his
big
effort areas have been great.
Noakes finds a half break out on this right side, but nothing opens up for him. It's shut down by Leeds. Wilkinson kicks back through the middle, looking for Nettleton, but it's too heavy. And Whitton will walk away, or run away, sorry, for Leeds. Good carry from the fullback. Getting Leeds just over the 30. Making 10 metres from that 20-metre tappers in this 7-tackle set. Tyndall.
Big carry.
Big carry again from the centre.
You want, you appreciate them carries as a middle when you're tired now in these situations.
Harry Georgiou, one of those.
Yeah, he's following him up there.
Isn't easily put down, is Harry. He scored 1 try this season already. Morehouse with the play to Mallinson. Who should really shift it onto Dupree, but that looks like it'll be the extra play. Walters looking to get the offload away again. Looks for the man back on the inside. It's Dupree. Dupree for a second.
Yeah. That is brilliant. Like I said, he's been everywhere this game.
The way that he is following plays up, it's like a back. It's not like a forward at all.
You'd have thought he'd have been full that way. He's been supporting and pushing on these plays, but again, that's brilliant from him as a middle as well.
You could see him. You could see when Walters just made the break. He saw it, kicked into gear. Could have, again though, Leeds plenty of options. Hamill out wide. Brad Martin as well. That'll be a positive for Rob Burrow, having so many options to score tries.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously we're doing it down middle at the moment, and Tyler will be happy to getting his try tally up.
It's up to 6 now.
Yeah,
joining Tom Barton.
It's a big effort for the front rower.
One of those coming against Newcastle earlier in the season. As Mallinson just looks to get his 4th conversion from 5 attempts, and does so. So pretty much in front of the posts. And I think Rob Burrow will be happy going into half-time. It'll be an easy talk to the players.
Yeah, obviously, there's been a few blips in that first half, but obviously they'll all be addressed at half-time now, and hopefully we'll see a squeaky clean performance in the second half.
Don't forget, we will be talking to Rob post-match along with a couple of the players from the pitch. We'll hear their reactions at full time, no matter what the score. As Tyndall again, easy catch, made sure he claimed it. And a big carry up at the line. O'Connor's dropped into second row, you can see there. It's an interesting choice. I think they've put Tyler up at loose forward, hence why that's given him that opportunity.
Yeah, they will have done. They'll push Jared back out there, so obviously he'll be a bit wider now, so he should be able to, catch his breath a bit and then continue to play at big minutes like he has been doing.
Dupree, as we said, running like a half-back at the moment. The way you put that one in and one out the back from, that was batted well from Mallinson,
yeah,
and a bit of
forward.
Bit of creative play from the Rhinos. Nothing that we don't like, but that's knock on.
I think that
a bit of a disappointment.
It just came from that first pass. It were all over, so it just one on to another, and obviously a result of us knocking on.
So we're not far away from half time. Leeds up 28 points to 6. Donaghy out the back to Todd, looking to get on the outside shoulder of Anderson, but he was well up off his line. Donaghy around the ruck and back for Anthony Dine. So Newcastle looking to end the half with a good effort, a good set, you could say. Roberts to Donaghy, Wilkinson. They're just shifting it out to his right hand side. Steele can't get away from Mallinson. Good defence by the half back. Walters in there as well. So is Brad Martin. How? Just takes Newcastle in front of those posts. Roberts is going to go left. Onto Nettleton, and that maybe wasn't the play that they were wanting there on the fifth tackle.
No, a bit of a poor end to Newcastle's set there, but obviously we've been given ball in his hand now. They're on Newcastle's try line, so we'll go from there.
Dupree in at the line. They should really have been looking for a kick, or at least a wide play. Playing the short man, you'd have said maybe it's a 3 or 4th tackle play. That's Martin. Big carry. And that marks the end of the first half. So Leeds took an early lead through Corey Johnson before Tyler Dupree benefited off the Jack Mallinson kick. Tom Barton scored twice to take Leeds up to 22 points before Tyler Dupree added a second to his name. Isaac Noakes, the only scorer for Newcastle Thunder, as Leeds end the half 28 points to 6.
We felt from where we've been defensively over the past few weeks, we let our standards drop in certain parts of the game. On Friday night, I spent a little bit of time, looking at that and training around it, and hopefully, we're in a good, positive frame of mind to fix that up this week.
It's been confirmed that Trent Merrin will captain the side. What qualities do you see in Trent's game that make him the choice?
Yeah, well, since I've been here, really, his leadership's been outstanding. I think he's a guy that, when you look around the team, if there's anybody that you want in the trenches with you at the moment, it's Trent. He's a vastly experienced player. And while he won't be a captain in the way probably a typical halfback will be a captain in calling the shots, he's very much a guy who we know will lead by our actions and the actions that we want to see, from most of our players. I think at the moment he's been churning out some quality performances, big minutes, and showed a great desire and hunger to be at the forefront of a resurgence from ourselves.
He's clearly shown in games this year how passionate he is about the Rhinos. Do you think he'll be able to channel that into firing up the rest of the boys?
Yeah, I think when we spoke to him, his reaction is probably all important. His desire. I'll use his words, and let's get this club back to where it belongs. And I think that shows, his desire, his passion, and his ability really to lead these men.
Looking to the game, obviously 2 new signings for the club this week, Sean Lunt and Robert Lew. Will they be both involved on Sunday?
Yeah, they're both involved this weekend. It's probably been fairly well documented that we've been on the lookout and trying to get some scope to increase the strength and depth of our halfbacks. Obviously, there's been a lot of names mentioned and speculated in the press. Robert's agent were over here a couple of weeks. I think probably some conjecture about him joining OKR next year, but the changing circumstances there probably put paid to that. And I think when we're looking at the fact he's out of contract, Salford, Salford were very keen on obviously doing a deal to get Tui in there as a like-for-like swap. So, where we're at the moment, we felt that Rob would be a terrific fit for us moving forward in terms of the qualities that we feel we need in our team right now and that we've been missing. So, at the same time, a big thank you to Tui for his efforts. He's been great amongst us. He's a terrific player, and we absolutely wish him all the best and the success. We'll come and get him later on this year when we play Salford up at Headingley, and he goes with our absolute sort of best wishes and thank yous. And we feel that Robert, is a different style of halfback to what Tui is, and probably more of a style of halfback that will certainly help our team, where it is at this moment in time.
Having watched them train a couple of times, both players really slotted straight into what our side looks like. Yeah,
I think it's probably important to mention that they're both vastly experienced players. So even sort of Rob coming in a halfback role with a new team and 2 sessions, a lot of principles and style of play are very, very similar between sides. And I think the way he's slotted in is immediately talking up, striking up combinations with our other players within the spine. I think he certainly give the whole team and organisation a boost this week.
Looking at the squad wise, Jamie Jones Buchanan isn't far off making his return. What are we looking like on the rest of the injury front?
Yeah, Jamie's back in full training this week. So is Nathan Petru. So we'd expect both them players to sort of be in contention for a spot for the Castleford game next week, which again is a welcome return. Obviously, Sean Lunt will come into contention, and probably on Matty Parcells too. A guy that has given great service and been fantastic for me. And again, we wish Matt well. I guess we'll be seeing him again in a couple of weeks. And thanks very much for his efforts and endeavours. He's a great guy and a super player. Sean will certainly give us some experience and a guy that we know can deliver the ball well to the halfbacks when they want it. And his experience around the ruck and in pressure situations, we think is something that'll definitely help us.
Catalans have had a couple of tough results recently. Does that make them a even more dangerous animal?
Yeah, I think so. I think at the moment with the way the tightness of the table, they'll obviously want to get back on track and keep in contention for those top 4 or 5 spots. But again, it's down to us. We said last week that we feel we'll be the people and the team that decides where we finish this year, and we're very much determined to get our best performance out this week. And obviously Catalan will be very much the same given their respective league positions. But yeah, we're expecting a tough game.
The club have also confirmed that Callum Watkins has played his last game for the club now. He's headed over to Australia. He goes with everyone's best wishes.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame that he didn't get an opportunity to farewell the fans at Headingley on Sunday. But the June 30 deadline in the NRL and the timelines, from a bureaucratic sense, really made it a little bit too difficult to sort of get past it this week. So Callum, again, goes with our best wishes. The service and the quality of service that is given to the club, will never ever be disputed or forgotten.
On the last, it'll be Louis again, who's been really effective with that right boot. Lou, it could be an opportunity, and Evans!
new Leeds Rhinos captain. It must be a proud day for you.
It is, mate. Very honoured, privileged with the opportunity. Obviously, been here such a short time, but I know how proud of a club this is, and to be able to be named captain, it's something that I'm very honoured to be.
It's obvious when people see you run out, particularly at Emerald Henley, how proud you are to play for the club and play in front of the fans. It'd be special to lead the team out on Sunday. Yeah,
most definitely, mate. Especially the position we're in at the moment. It's a great challenge ahead of us. We see the crowd turn up every weekend to support us, and that's what you do it for. And to be able to lead the boys out in front of our home crowd is going to be a special moment for me.
And yourself, in terms of that leadership role, is that something you revel in?
Oh, mate, I think my main thing is just to do my job and do the best I possibly can, and hopefully that drips down into the team and the boys feed off that. So, yeah, I won't need to change too much. Obviously, Cal was doing a great job here, and to step in those shoes, it's something that I'm going to take with both hands. But like I said, my role is just to play the best style of footy I can, and hopefully that drip feeds into the team.
Catalans are always a tough physical battle. Are you expecting the same on Sunday?
Yeah, most definitely, mate. They were tough when we went over there to play them, and yeah, nothing's going to change there. They're definitely going to bring the A game, and yeah, mate, we need to step up now, step our level up a bit higher now, and work towards getting in a good position throughout the year.
10 games to go this season, 7 of those are at home. Important to get a home form, surely.
Yeah, it's a great advantage that. Obviously, the stadium was getting built midway through the year, so we get a great run home. Hopefully we can take that with both hands and do a good job with it, and yeah, set ourselves up for the season.
So we're back for the second half. Leeds Rhinos leading 28 points to 6 against Newcastle Thunder, and I can welcome into the booth. He's scored 8 tries in 12 games, including 7 goals and 1 try last week. Ewan Stevens. Ewan, what are your thoughts on the game so far on that first half performance?
Yeah, it's going pretty good, to be fair. They've executed the plays well, and finishing off sets pretty well as well.
Are you guys happy with defence at the moment?
Few sloppy errors and few sloppy defence errors as well. But just this half it should get picked up a bit more.
So Todd gets the game back underway. Liam Whitton taking that ball onto Sam Morehouse.
Oh, strong carry.
And we've already said how intimidating it must be having Sam out there, Harry and Tyler, who are 2 very mobile but very big forwards.
Yeah, they'll struggle to deal with them, to be fair, in the second half. In the first half as well, they were struggling to deal with them.
We'll see how that unfolds in this half as Walters brings the ball back into the middle. He's another that's causing a couple of problems for Newcastle. As you can just see with his hands on the ball there, Will Scrimshaw is out on the field for the Rhinos, replacing Corey Johnson after his first half performance, scoring the first try of the game. He also set up Lewis Delaney last week for his try, as Todd brings the ball back and runs straight up Scrimshaw. Giorgio and Morehouse in there on the Newcastle full back.
Just need to slow the play down a bit more, get him on his back.
There's a danger though that the penalty count goes up, isn't there, as well?
Yeah,
that's the thing with especially in the hot conditions. Just adding that bit of extra effort.
Yeah.
As Roberts runs straight at 2 of the people that we've already highlighted as maybe someone you don't want to run out in this one, including Will Scrimshaw. Roberts out the back again. Wilkinson onto
Error there.
Noakes, but the Newcastle try scorer coming up with the error.
Yeah, it's good line speed that from us.
Putting Newcastle under plenty of pressure,
Yeah, they are.
like throughout the game at the moment. So it'll be a Leeds putting for this scrum as Anderson takes the ball at first receiver. Jared O'Connor moving over out onto this left-hand side after starting at loose forward. Looking to make inroads out on this near side. Georgiou to Anderson, onto Mallinson.
Oh, good ball that.
Brad Martin as well chiming in and sets Liam Hamill away.
Oh, he's through.
And Hamill gets away from one, gets away from two, goes over the top of Todd. Great carry from the winger. Scrimshaw, Mallinson, Anderson, onto Dupree. Really inventive play here from the Rhinos. What's going to unfold? Walters looks to get the ball out, but he's wrapped up in the end, and a great couple of plays on that one.
Yeah, there were a few three broken lines then. Oh, strong carry from Tyler there.
What are your thoughts about Brad at centre? What's he playing like at the moment as Leeds come up with the penalty?
Yeah, well, he was meant to be starting, wasn't he, or were he on the bench? I'm not sure. But he went into centre there, which is pretty good. His handling skills are pretty good as well, so we'll see how he does in the second half.
Do you have any more information on Joe and his injury?
I'm not sure. I've just seen him down bottom. He had a leg, boot on, but he ain't gonna come on for this game.
We'll find out the extent of his injury very soon as Georgiou just lifts the leg. Could have been an easy penalty there for Newcastle, but instead the referee waves play on.
Oh, good tackle, Scrimmy.
Roberts onto Nettleton, who's playing like a... We've talked about Tyler playing like a halfback. He's playing like a halfback at the moment, the way he's throwing that ball around as Steele looks in a bit of discomfort. Physio's straight on. Not too sure what's happened.
No, I didn't see
With
what
that
happened
one.
there, no.
So we'll just see the second Dupree try just at the end of that first half, and we've already highlighted we already know the abilities of Sam Walters and the sort of stuff that he creates on the field as a fullback. What do you gain from having someone that's that dominant in a game, and that influential?
Yeah, with Sam carries out, you just got to push through with him because he can get that arm free at any time. He's just always got to be there when he's carrying.
You've scored plenty of tries off them as well,
Yeah.
whether that be on the wing. As Roberts in the middle of the park here, just short of the halfway line. Wilkinson kicks early, Georgiou reclaims, and Thunder won't be happy with the end to that set. Scrimshaw onto Morehouse. No intent or aggression for the substitute. Coming out of that one, the Thunder defence were right up in his face nice and early. Anderson, Whitton looking to open up a bit of space behind the defence. Was eventually put down by Ellis and co. Morehouse now gets it away to Scrimshaw. They're going to come down this right-hand side again with O'Connor. They clearly see something down this right edge as Barton again running a great line off the first tackle, off the first receiver, sorry.
Two in the first half, didn't he?
Scored two very good tries in the first half. O'Connor looks to go get one himself, and Sam, that's a little bit too far down for him, isn't it?
Could have probably dived on that then.
He just stood and watched it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He didn't want to pick that one up.
Tackled TJ.
As Dine. And that's something that, was that something that's he's renowned for when you played with him at the 16s in scholarship as well as coming through this year.
Yeah, definitely. He's a great tackler, honestly, in training. When I'm with him, he wins me most at times, to be fair.
Just defensively as a general player, he seems to be. You guys are saying that he's one of the best that's come through this year. We'll see how that unfolds in this one as well, as Tyndall gives it off to inside. Now it is with that man. Tom Barton gets away from one. Whether you play him at second row or centre, he seems to make plenty of meters, plenty of carries. Something that's very powerful in this team. Scrimshaw just waits behind O'Connor, who plays the ball. Morehouse, little jink and a step.
Bit of footwork from Sam there.
And now it's Anderson. In at the line, just goes down, just shy of the 20. Scrimshaw spotting a gap in behind like Johnson did in the first half. They're leaving himself very open. Thunder in behind the ruck, allowing those quicker players to get through. It's a great kick.
That's a good kick from Harry Anderson. Great chase from Tyler and Harry as well.
There's just a little bit of afters. Giorgio in there.
Typical old Harry, that.
I think it'll be a bit of frustration as well looking at the scoreline. They'll know they have to get themselves back in this game,
Yeah,
Newcastle, and
definitely, yeah.
the pressure's getting to them. This will just be a warning, to say the least. Just pulling both the players over. As we thought, just a word of warning.
Good attacking set that, finished him off, and repeat set as well.
Was the sort of thing that, you know, he's going to create the pressure and also gives us a chance to add to the scoreline. And, you know, 60 points up at their place, is that something that you guys talking about wanting to replicate, or is it mainly on getting your defence set again?
Yeah, obviously we want to win every time. Defence are a main thing for this week. A big focus on it. That's what we'll be doing in training mainly.
As Witten gives it on to Barton, who does a little juggle and gets away. Is this a hat-trick? No, it's not, Donna. He's just straight on the back of him and wins the penalty. Well, I won't be surprised if we see it bubble over again in this game. Because Leeds are definitely breaking through, and that's too easy. That is too easy for Jared O'Connor.
Second try, that.
Right, it's his second Leeds try. The last one he scored here against Warrington. We just see Anderson there, a little jink back on the inside.
Oh, that's a
great line.
Great line and great ball there.
And adds another to his tally for this season. Since arriving from Widnes, made 10 appearances. And has definitely fitted well into this team, would you say?
Oh yeah, definitely. In training he's outstanding as well. He fits in perfectly. It's like he's been there already a year.
As Mallinson just levels this ball up. Should be easy enough. This is he's had plenty in front of the sticks in this game. We'll be closing on your tally of 12 if we're scoring at this rate.
Yeah, will we?
As that takes the score up to 34-6, and already alarm bells will be ringing among the Newcastle players. To be the score they were down in the first half and then concede as easy as that. Won't be pleasing for Michael Heap's men. So once again, Todd getting us back underway. And again, they come down to this near side with Witten. Interestingly, they've not kicked anywhere near Hamill.
Oh, Hamill and Marlington.
Always chosen this near side. Let's see something, and that's...
Legs pumping. Oh,
and gets the offload away. Scrimshaw around the back, looking to eye up his options and go forward. Nothing there for him. Anderson. Giorgio, another that will definitely make big meters, and Nettleton collides with him again. Scrimshaw to Walters. Just
strong stance up there,
plants his legs.
Not getting him down.
He's left two players on the deck as well as Martin finds something in behind, but still a Newcastle player down as well after that contact with Walters. Mallinson, Anderson, a high spiralling kick, and it's reclaimed nicely by
good catch that
Anthony Dine. As Dupree goes down.
Tyler's injured.
Goes down now, clutching his shoulder. Oh, looks like a shoulder's popped out. He's in a lot of discomfort there, is Tyler. It'll be disappointing to lose a player like him from this game.
Yeah, he's strong carrier, great defender as well. He scored 2 tries. I've seen it first half, great tries as well.
He scored them pretty easily, didn't he? When you look at the when you looked at the way he just was, we were saying that he just read them like a halfback, but that's what you want from your experienced players, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So he's going to play on here. Is Dupree after being assessed by the physio? Calls from the sideline for plenty of players wanting to put their names back out there as McGowan. As Gowan looks to get away, and Scrimshaw.
Still little errors again.
A little bit of afters.
Conceding too many penalties at the minute.
Donny looked like he was going to go for the tap and go there, but instead kicks for touch. And once again, Newcastle in Leeds territory, looking to add to their 6 points they've already posted within the opening 10 minutes. Donaghy drops the ball inside to Lewis Howe. Back out on the park, the man in 16. And Morehouse, Anderson in there.
Again, need to finish him on his back.
Donaghy, a little step. O'Connor just missed him there. Todd.
Oh, tackle from Wits there.
That's what that's what, despite the scoreline, that's what Leeds need at this point, isn't it? You know, strong defensive efforts, everyone playing for each other.
Yeah, definitely. If it's in this part of your half as well, 20 metres. Use line speed as well.
And now it's with Howe. Just shy, about 8 or so metres here from the try line. Walton onto Nettleton.
Great add-on there from Hergy.
There's plenty of players there, and once again, the clever play isn't there. They're going for the single-man run, and really they should be looking to either make us repeat or looking for an effort, and instead it's just another forward drive, which isn't going to help anyone.
No, definitely not. It's just that difficult for us to get out yardage now.
That's the only benefit that they can really pull from that set is the position. You're right. As Barton gives it to O'Connor in at the line, bounces off a couple. And Walton just pulls him down. Scrimshaw onto Morehouse. Morehouse onto George, who looks to set his fellow substitute through a gap, but it's shut very quickly thanks to Nathan Clement and Lewis Howe. Once again, great structure from the Rhinos. Liam Hamill, sorry.
Good to great.
Great skills to make sure that he kept hold of that one. Didn't let it go to ground at all.
No, good that.
Mallinson kicks it at the line, but bounces back. They're waving play on here is the referee. O'Connor looking to get the ball away. So it's back to one.
Back to one, repeat set, I think.
From the call here.
Someone injured.
And someone's down in back play for Newcastle. Lucky there for Leeds, they did get the repeat play, otherwise it'd have been another great position for Newcastle to attack from.
Yeah, it definitely would have been.
It looks like Clement that's down in the back. Great to see Jack Broadbent out here as well as a water boy during his loan spell with Batley Bulldogs. He was part of that side that won in Golden Point against York City Knights the other week. Jordan Russell as well, just on the left-hand side of your screen. Still recovering from injury.
Yeah.
We're nearly back to full fitness when you look at the squad though now. There's only the 3 or 4 that have gone off on dual reg and loan spells, but the majority of the squad are fit and ready.
Yeah, there's a few. John Russell's nearly ready. Who else is there? There's quite a few people, to be fair. That
Tom Holroyd, I guess, is the other.
Tom, yeah. I think he's got another 4 week out, to be fair. He's done his metatarsals, is it?
And a lengthy spell on the sideline. Bear in mind he's played 3 times for the academy and 3 times for the first team as well this season. So Rian Roll is back out on the park. Looking like he's replaced Dupree. As Anderson gives it to Mallinson. They're working really well are the 2 first-year halfbacks. Now how well each other play from that time in the scholarship. As Walters shows it to George, who takes it in himself. But once again, he just plants his legs, does Walters, and doesn't.
Yeah, he's hard to get down.
He's a difficult person to deal with when you look at
is.
the size of him. Never mind the speed. Georgiou.
Looking for that offload there, isn't he?
That's the thing that Leeds will punish you with, though. They will punish you with that offload, and Morehouse just taps that one back and plays a little bit of football as well, but Newcastle get the turnover. Again, should just be diving on that ball.
Yeah, definitely. If the ball goes to ground, you just got to dive in it, and yeah, stopping anything from going on.
So Thunder, 6 points in the first 10 minutes, thanks to Isaac Noakes. Can they add another score to their scoreline? Around 20 minutes left in the game. Donaghy looks for Todd. It's a missed time pass. And it's picked up by
Again, that happened in the first half, didn't it, as well?
It's just those final plays, isn't it, that just aren't as clean as the Rhinos and all those other teams that are in the top 4 or 5. As Howe comes to the line, good tackle, you're right. He pulls up a little error like that, but then puts a big shot in there, and Hamill looks to try beat Steele to the ball. Liam Whitson will. Steele trying to get the ball out as well. Force the error from the Leeds man. Tyndall coming back into the middle.
Look out by Tyndall.
It looked like there was offside there.
Yeah,
really quick up at the off his line, Donaghy, if anything. Still playing on there, Scrimshaw. Onto Witten. Witten gets
Oh.
away from one. Just finds his front. And now it's O'Connor. Big shift for Leeds and for the Yorkshire Academy. Sorry, the Lancashire Academy in the Origin Series. Barton.
Oh, great line with TJ.
Running in and getting the metres. Just on the 40-metre mark now, Leeds. Henderson kicks it through. It's
Not the best of
bobbling
kicks.
around for Todd.
Oh, great tackle by Ryan there.
Harry Anderson in there as well on that one. Isaac Noakes dumps the ball back, looking for his hooker, Gowling, but instead Donaghy picks it up and sees a bit of space to dive into. It takes it just short of the 40-metre line here.
Good
Allen
tackle by Swimshaw there.
putting in big shifts, aren't they, defensively? But as you've said before, you've been working in this during the week.
Yeah. Big efforts on D in training this week, so that's what we've been looking to get right in this game.
And so far, despite the early try, I'd have to say that you failed to agree with you there, Ewan. As Gowing looks for touch, applies a bit of pressure, but that's just, I think, to settle the settle everyone down.
As well, yeah.
Because the conditions will be playing a part more for them with fatigue. Leeds have a bit of confidence to ride off. They have the scoreline in their favour. And it'll be Michael Heap's side that want to, or need to use every advantage they can get if they want to get back into this game. Only Jared O'Connor's try in the opening minutes have been added to the scoreline.
Oh,
As
great footwork
Hamill
by Hamill there.
uses, that footwork just to get round him and get up to the 20-metre line. Witten, like Johnson, just spotting that space at the back, and despite the error from O'Connor, the referee points in favour of Newcastle, in favour of the Rhinos. Get my teams right. So Leeds now on their own 40 with Liam Hamill.
Brad looking to go himself there.
I think at centre he's taking it in his stride, isn't he? He played a little bit there, I think, at the scholarship level, but he's taking as much opportunities as he can, as well as this man, Sam Walters.
Yeah, definitely.
Anderson, Mallinson, they've set up really nicely down this right side, Leeds, but Mallinson just pouches the ball, sees that the Newcastle line have pulled up quickly. Morehouse, great run at the line from the big man.
Strong carry with Sam. Again, just one of them people. He's playing a fullback as me, like I do. Just got to be there with him every time, because you never know when he could get the arm free.
And Barton gets the ball away for Tyndall. It's a knock on. It's a forward pass.
Yeah.
Denying Liam Tyndall a 7th try of this season. There's a couple of those guys in the team, as we've said before, you, and they're tough to tackle. Sam, Harry, Tyler.
Yeah.
As we just see there, Barton. Yeah, it just bobbles forward, doesn't it? There.
Yeah.
It's a tough one to take, I think, for the Rhinos there, as Newcastle will build here through Isaac Noakes. Great tackle by Georgiou and O'Connor. A little bobble and the ball's out. And it's those errors that Leeds will really benefit from. I'd be surprised if we don't see a try here.
Yeah, it's a good position for us here to execute some good plays.
Mallinson, first receiver from that scrum. Walters, shot past to
great ball to
Martin.
Brad.
And that's what a big man playing centre will do for you. He'll cut you right open. He'll cut you right open. We're just going to see it here. Easy as you like.
The great ball from Sam.
You can just see that the winger's sat back. It's a great pass.
It's a great ball, that. Great line by Brad as well.
Timed beautifully. And difficult not to deny Brad from that range.
Definitely not.
So Leeds taking up to 38 points to 6, with kick to come from Mallinson. So there's roughly about 15 minutes left in this one, and Rob Burrows' side looking to retain their position. There's some big games today elsewhere in round 14, the biggest of them being that Warrington St Helens tie. St Helens looking to keep wraps on the Rhinos in third. Warrington only 2 points, I believe, behind the Saints. Be a real position decider. Wigan, worth noting, are at Bradford. And it's another successful kick from Mallinson, taking the score up to 14. We could see this go beyond 50 with the minutes we've got left on the clock, Ewan.
Yeah. Yeah, we just need to keep doing what we're doing, executing the plays, and it'll come off in the end for us. Hopefully get that scoreline above 50 again.
Just like they did when they were last here against Warrington. And like they've done for most of the season, to be honest. The Rhinos. Here at Stanley, it's been a real fortress, apart from those 2 losses to City of Hull and Huddersfield earlier in the season. This kick comes down. It's a good take by Barton. Just
I think Harvey Spencer's going now.
Watch out for him. 'Cause as we say, yeah, there he is wearing the number 3 jumper. So it looks like he's gone into halfback. Harry Anderson's gone out onto the centre. They've moved Brad into the front row. Originally 18th man for this one, Harvey. He's just missed the last 2 games. So we're really looking forward to getting back out there and showing what he can do for this one, as O'Connor coughs up the error and McKirk reclaims, and very little do we see that, penalties counteracted by another penalty. So Newcastle here with Noakes. Getting just beyond the 40. They'll look to get into Leeds territory on this play, though, as McKirk in a line just rolls him over. Well. Martin playing now where he wants, where he's used to playing for most of this season, and now Newcastle come up with the penalty, with the error. Hammond close to that one.
I reckon if you'd have got that, you'd been away.
You'd back most of our wingers in that position, I think, including yourself, from that distance, picking up that ball.
Yeah, definitely.
As Spence, he's off to Whitton. Whitton drops the shoulder, comes back into the attack. Scrimshaw. Spence again, pulling the strings behind since he's come onto the field. O'Connor, she's what he can do, and the ball's been stolen. 2 tacklers in there. You can't get away with that one. It was a loose carry, but there's 2.
Just smart, so isn't it, by Jared?
It's frustration as well, I guess, because they just anything to try and come up with the ball. Stop Leeds from adding to their scoreline, as Kai Ellis has gone down here for Newcastle. So just to quickly recap, Leeds 28 points up at half-time thanks to tries from Corey Johnson, 2 from Tyler Dupree, 2 from Tom Barton as well. And in this second half, a nice early score from Jared O'Connor. Newcastle having great spells of possession, but Brad Martin from a Leeds scrum taking Leeds up to 40 points. And Isaac Noakes only scoring Newcastle's points inside of the first 5 minutes, a couple of minutes after Corey Johnson had crossed for Leeds' first. So Leeds looking to add to their score. Johnson back on the field for the Rhinos. Ryan Rowley in at the line.
Corey's playing loose, I think.
Corey is in at loose forward, you're correct. Throwing the balls where he can, and Mallinson is off to Scrimshaw. I thought they'd moved Scrimshaw out there. That's the other option, I guess. Martin bumps away from one, looks to get round a second. He's not scored this season, Brad Martin. One of 3 players that hasn't crossed yet. Apart from earlier, yes, when Brad Martin did score. Witten in at the line. Scrimshaw going short, on to Georgiou, and there's the error. Just see Leeds cough up the ball. As Newcastle now coming from the scrum with Jack Allen. Plays it on to Steele. Just to get the ball away, and it's been touched there by Anderson, so it'll be back to 1 here for Thunder. Looking to do the best to get as far up the field, restrict Leeds to as much territory as they can. Gowing. On to McKirk. And then goes down, Gowing again. On to Nettleton. And out and round the back. But Leeds' defence is up to the challenge, as that's just a clean drop there from the Newcastle man. Not the best outcome there.
No, definitely not. I think they were looking to get some more points on the board there, looking at the scoreline now.
It looks set up to be a really good attacking play for the 5th play. But just that little error turns the pendulum back, swinging more towards Leeds' favour. Barton. Good tackle on top by Daniel White, who's out on the field for Thunder. Spence. Just taking a bit of a settler there, just to get Leeds over halfway. Scrimshaw. So O'Connor looking to exploit the gap in behind. Breaks away from the tackle of 2 O'Connor. And it gets a quick play as well. But why Lewis Howe even decided to touch that ball is a bit beyond me.
I know.
He knew he was offside.
Wasn't square at all then, Murray.
And you'd think that Leeds are going to keep on rolling possession with about 5 minutes left in this game. Johnson to Rowley. Offloads away as well. Scrimshaw with the gap in behind where Rowley was clearing out the tacklers. Spence to O'Connor, looking again to exploit this right edge. See the ball in his left arm there, and Leeds do well to make sure he doesn't go into touch. Scrimshaw onto Georgiou. A little skip before he hits the markers. Scrimshaw again. Spence sees a slow line. There's a lot of space for him to play into there.
Yeah, definitely. I reckon it could have gone then.
Johnson looking around the back. Gets away from 1, gets away from 2.
Corey
Johnson.
Over for a second now, isn't it?
That indeed. 3rd player to cross twice in this game. They're not spreading the try scorers around. We just see him there. Step off the left. Little skip around 2. Poor tackling. And just crashes himself down, Taking Leeds up to 44 points to 6. That's the 8th try of the afternoon for the Rhinos. Mallinson looking to add another conversion to his scoreline. Kicked very well in this game. So stick around at full time as well to hear from a couple of the players from the field, as well as head coach Rob Burrow, get his views about the result. No doubt I'll be happy with how his team have performed in this one so far. With only a couple of minutes left. And you can see just the look on the faces of the Newcastle players. They almost just want this to be over.
Yeah.
So Todd getting
Again,
the game
going
back
to the
underway.
same side where Litz is.
It's not been any different, has it? You'd have thought,
No.
try and change something up, something. Even if it is just your kicking. As Barton onto Martin looking to break away, and that ball stripped out, but Mallinson then reclaims. Steele then rips it from him. And the referee will bring this back. And we'll scrum down in favour of the Rhinos. With only minutes left in this one, they'll be happy with the result. Just shy of 50 points again at Stanley. The third time this season, including the might be fourth because you can count London in there as well.
Yeah.
The start of the season, Wakefield as well, Warrington more recently. As O'Connor in at the line, it's a great performance overall for the Rhinos as they go to face Castleford next week at the Jungle. How are you viewing that as a clash? Are you looking to get yourself back in the side, Ewan?
Yeah, hopefully train well, train hard, and then hopefully get picked for it.
And there's a penalty for dissent against Georgiou. Not really what
we wanted, looking at the time that's left. Trying to keep them
a poor end, looking at what all the good work that's been done in this game so far. This is Noakes, the only try scorer, the sole try scorer for Thunder in this one, going in at the line. Can there be a consolation try here for Thunder? Roberts onto Donaghy, a little kick through the back, there's nobody there, and Liam Whitton just punches that ball dead just to be safe. So Thunder, we're expecting we'll have the last set of the game. There's been a little bit of overtime due to injuries. So you'd think there will be a couple of minutes added on in terms of time as Spence with a beautiful drop kick.
Big kick that.
Plenty of meters on that one, getting it to Max Roberts. Oh, Mark Roberts, sorry. There's Gowie in behind. And Jack Allen coming in off the wing. Can Newcastle add a second try to their tally? Gowie will wait just behind the play of the ball, and that's another penalty for Newcastle. I don't think they'll be going for two on this occasion.
No, definitely not.
Howe in at the line, just
Good tackle
under
there.
those posts. Gowen looking to go himself. And is pronounced held up there.
Held over that line.
They were really thinking they'd scored there, didn't they?
Yeah.
They really did. But good defence by the Rhinos to make sure that Thunder don't add another point. Nettleton. Out the back to Donaghy, well met by
Jared
O'Connor. Good
Great
effort.
tackle that.
Gowan. They come to this left-hand side again. Todd, little tip on from White. And that kind of sums up their game, I guess.
Yeah.
Close, but in terms of execution, not quite there.
No, definitely not. I reckon this will be the last play of the game.
So Leeds feeding the scrum within their own half. Tyndall.
Oh, great carry by Tinder. He's carried well all game, hasn't he?
Both him and Hamill
Yeah, definitely.
making plenty of meters off their drives. Johnson definitely playing loose forward, I think you're right. And that is the final act of the game. Leeds Rhinos claiming another win here at Stanley against Newcastle Thunder. An early try from Corey Johnson was levelled by Isaac Noakes, making the score 6-all, but Leeds ran away with it in the first half. Tyler Dupree scoring 2 tries, Thomas Barton scoring twice to take it into a 28 points to 6 half-time break. In the second half, although it started quickly through Jared O'Connor, it was a while until Brad Martin broke the deadlock again, and Corey Johnson, and in the final try of the game to make the score 46-6. So thank you to you, and thank you to Louis as well, who've been providing co-commentary with this one. Do stick around. We will be getting comments from Rob Burrow and the players after the match.
Cheers.
So, post-match reaction after that 46-6 win here at Stanley with head coach Rob Burrow. Rob, let's start off with the result. Just quickly give us your thoughts.
Yeah, it was a good, obviously, result in the end. It was a bit of a tough game in the heat, and the lads managed to be professional throughout. It's always a chance that games can go a bit scrappy. Now, whilst I think that was scrappy, we managed to defend up a little bit there. So, overall happy.
Another big points tally here at Stanley. Is that something that you guys have really looked to put on when you've played at home?
No, not really. We focus more on keeping them from scoring. Most weeks our focus is on being good defensively. You get that bit right, then your offence takes care of itself. So there's some really good players who can play in this team anyway. So that's always better behind a team that's defending well.
There was a late change with Joe Burton suffering that injury. What did that do to your game plan, or was it still stick with how you were going?
Yeah, I mean, it's a first for us in the academy, but we've got people who just put their hand up and play anyway. I thought Brad Martin went to the centre and did really well today, so he handled it well. Unfortunate for Joe, it's just one of them things. That's why you have an 18th man. I know Harvey had a real tough session before, so for him to be selected on the bench, but to limit his minutes was a tough one for him. But he was keen to go on, so that's always a good sign. 2
wins now. We've got Castleford next week. Is it going to be looking to continue that form through this second half of the season and up till possibly the playoffs for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, as an academy team, you strive to be consistent, and you want consistency in your own performance as well as the team. So Cass are always tough. They always like to play well against Leeds. So we'll prepare for Cass to be at their best. We've got some things to put right after this, but we've got a short week, so hopefully we'll keep the lads fresh and we can have a real energetic performance on Thursday.
Thank you very much, Rob. So we'll call in Captain Corey Johnson, scoring 2 tries in today's game. Corey, again, your thoughts, scoring 2 tries back up here at Stanley?
Obviously, good to be back with boys and stuff. I think in the heat it was a good performance. Everyone digged in, everyone defended well. Obviously, only conceding 6 points. I think they know what they aim, but to want to concede 1 try, a good result anyway.
For yourself, you're coming back into the side after playing for Featherstone on dual registration. What sort of experience are you giving to the guys in a situation like this, in heat like this?
I think we've all been given the experience by coaches and stuff, to be fair, of how to just keep communicating, keep that energy up, and as long as we're talking to each other, that's going to bring the energy throughout the team in the heat and stuff. So yeah.
A big effort from the forward pack. Tyler Dupree was playing like a half-back at some points. What did that give you guys as confidence of how you could go forward?
Obviously, we talk a lot about skill and stuff in training, and as forwards be able to move the ball and play it ball, and in today's heat, I guess it tested their defence and obviously come out on top.
We'll be going to your junior club back to Castleford next week, next Thursday night. How are you looking forward to going back there and hopefully continuing in the form that we're doing at the moment?
Obviously good to play against Cass. Some of our schoolmates and stuff play down there, so it's good to play against them. But yeah, I think it's very important to try to keep that form and make sure we get the win on Thursday.
Thank you very much, Corey. And we'll call in fullback Liam Whitton coming into the side today. Liam, from a fullback perspective, you guys, the back three of yourself, Liam Tyndall and Liam Howell, were all running really well today.
Yeah, we've been a focus during the week really with outside backs to just spread it and try spot errors in that defence. So Johnny's been getting into us all week really, because it's something we need to improve on and try linking up at the back and hopefully full length tries.
What did you find about their left edge? Because we did tend to go down that side a lot. What was their weakness?
I don't really know, to be honest.
And so for yourself, you're coming back into the team, replacing Ewan Stevens. How good was it for you to get back into the side and play the way you did?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, I've just been trying my hardest in training, and need to impress Rob and try and stay in that team every week, really. So yeah.
And no tries, but for yourself this season, in terms of your performances, are you happy with what you're contributing to this side?
Yeah, I'm happy with how I'm performing, to be honest. A few times I'm a bit scrappy, but that's rugby. That's what happens. So you just got to learn from them and fix up and go again.
Thank you very much, Liam. So it's away to Castleford Tigers next week, but we will be back here for the under-19s when we take on Bradford Bulls at the end of July. There'll be plenty of women's team action as well. You can watch that live on Facebook and YouTube too. But until then, see you later. Yay! Yay!